Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Rams, and this is a remake of a Icelandic film and given an Aussie twist by director Jeremy Sims, and this film is starring Sam Neill and Michael Caton, who play these two estranged brothers who for generations have been breeding these rams, these sheep, and all of a sudden a disease strikes and they're forced to give up all their flock. And Sam Neill decides to, sneak a couple, hide them in his house, and does it pretty well, hiding this little grouping of 3 sheep and a ram. And the film focuses on this connection, this passion that these brothers have for what they do and what their family has done for years, and also the estrangement of these two brothers and this situation and how it pulls them together and fixes what has been going on with their family for years and bringing them back together. And you have a lot of different players in this film. You have Miranda Richardson, who plays like a vet who's very close to Sam Neill. There's definitely something there. And she's put in the tough position of being the one who has to help get rid of all of these sheep and puts them in a position where she has to be a bad guy in this situation, but not the baddest guy. You have Leon Ford, who's playing this government official who... Leon Ford does such a fantastic job of being this smarmy, just guy who you just want to hate the whole entire time that he's on screen. And you have this performance from Sam Neill, which can be that grumpy, older kind of guy that you see in, say, like Hunt for the Wilder People, but also he has this beautiful soft spot for his sheep and his ram. And it's tragic, the choice that his character makes instead of giving his sheep up to the government, and how he goes about getting rid of the rest of his sheep. And it's a powerful and emotional moment. This film definitely has a sense of humor about it. It's not the most overt sense of humor. There's moments throughout the film that it's just like, should I be laughing at this? But it's a bit darkly funny. But most of the film is serious. It's a drama. It hits hard. And this particular scene, and you just have Sam Neill trying to wash his hands, and what he's able to sell in that scene is so passionate. And then you have Michael Caton, who plays his brother, who's Les, who's a lot grumpier and more disheveled and harder to read. Seems angry all the time. And they have an interesting dynamic, and there's points throughout the film that their relationship builds and develops. This film isn't super original. Obviously, it's also based on another film, so yeah, it's not super original. But what it does is it brings a level of craft. Sims does a fine job bringing life to this film and keeping its tone, because it balances that emotional moment versus that moment that you might get a laugh or two out of this, and does it in an effective way. And throughout the film, you're sitting there really pulling for, like, getting away with it. And you're there, you have that tension every time there's a close call with somebody finding out that these sheep are there. It's a beautiful film. It's really well shot. It captures Western Australia so well and really helps capture this environment. And the chemistry between Neill and Caton is really strong and allows us to connect with their rebirth of brotherhood between the two of them. And you really want to pull for them. And yeah, in the end, you get a pretty, like, really nice and mushy kind of ending to what otherwise is a really strong, well-made, and emotional film. And does it bring a little bit of Hollywood ending to this Australian film based off of an Icelandic film? Yeah. But I still was in it from start to finish, and I really enjoyed this film quite a bit. It has a lot of charm. It's a beautiful little film, and I really hope that people give Rams a chance and give it some love. I also want to go check out the original Icelandic version, came out in 2015 as well. But those are my thoughts on Rams. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.